Hi, everybody. My name is Kristen McLean, and I am the Managing Director of our Global as-a-Service practice for Accenture. And today I want to talk with you about how putting customer experience at the center of your as-a-service transformation is paramount to its success. The challenge that all of us face today is that B2B customers have the same expectation as retail customers. And at Accenture, we see 5 key industry trends that are contributing towards this change in expectation. The customers overall want more meaningful relationships, so their expectation of you is what's changing. They want experiences embedded into their everyday needs, they want offers based on their personal taste, and they want an interaction they have with you in a B2B context to feel like their personal expectation that they get in a B2C context. Second, technology innovation is everywhere. Multiple devices, anytime, anywhere access. Cloud services provide us end-to-end availability to make our operating model scalable, but it brings a lot of challenges as an organization to innovate a seamless experience for your customer. Third, there's a lot of new market entrants. There's a big shift in seeing alternative providers providing services that you never thought that they would in your space before, which leads us to blurring industry boundaries where your competitors look differently than they have in years past. And lastly, who doesn't have cost pressure? Cost pressure is all around us, and so we're being challenged as innovators and as marketers and as people providing a new customer experience to do so with less budget. So all of that brings the demand for digital experiences and an optimized engagement for driving your B2B company to develop as-a-service capabilities to meet these changing customer expectations. Here at Accenture, we help companies implement these new business models to meet your evolving customer expectations. To accelerate your transition to as-a-service and to delight your customers, we see 7 key imperatives for you to accelerate this transition. Only 6% of companies that have embarked on an as-a-service transformation have managed to create financial impacts from the digital investments that they have made in this space. So in order to make sure that you maximize the investment you're making, we think these 7 things are really important for you to consider. 1, embrace the need for cultural and organizational change. An as-a-service transformation will have a large impact with significant cultural and organizational differences from more traditional operating models. It's very important that you do 3 things well. Build sponsorship at the top, fail fast and learn from your mistakes, and measure time in months and quarters, not years. This is a change that needs to be iterated on quickly. 2, develop a superior customer experience. Successful as-a-service companies are skilled at building out a superior experience that makes offerings easy to implement, adopt, renew, and expand. The most successful and early movers in this space are very quick to compress their post-sales motions so that they have really, really good customer success mechanisms and service mechanisms. Because where in a traditional business model, traditional capital buying process, your customer experiences you linearly, in an as-a-service transformation, it's an infinite virtuous cycle with the customer at the middle. And the faster that you compress down your post-sales customer experience, the better. 3, build in telemetry for data-driven experiences. When you build telemetry into your offerings and into your platforms, it allows you to provide your organization with robust customer usage and KPI statistics that will help you accelerate the change. 4, rethink your go-to-market and route-to-market decisions. With lower upfront payments and ongoing fee collections, an as-a-service sales model is substantially different than your traditional sales channel. Many companies find they need to move to a more direct go-to-market motion, and longer-term customer relationships necessitate a customer success function, which we talked about earlier. Work that's done in this space often disintermediates your long-standing channel partner relationships. And doing so, you must be careful about the impact it has in your business, your revenue, and ultimately your customers. But understanding this change and understanding the need to incent your salespeople differently, manage your channel differently, and overall look at your go-to-market motions differently is really important to the success of this change. 5, establish a purpose-built subscription infrastructure. What got you here won't get you there. The new subscription infrastructure that you need enables all different types of sales activities, monetization strategies, and will create a frictionless experience for customers. Old systems and processes often don't solve new problems. And we see new digital native companies outpacing their traditional hardware competitors because of their new systems and capabilities. Accenture is a leader in implementing new systems, including Oracle and SAP, and the associated other applications and platforms that are successful for an as-a-service transformation. Number 6, realize it's all about agile platforms. An as-a-service product requires an agile, fast-paced set of software, engineering practices, and talents that can leverage the latest technologies to move quickly, to respond to customer demand, and to ultimately delight your customer with new features continuously. Lastly, and I think this goes for all of us pretty much all the time, you have to think holistically. Recognize that in a subscriptions-based business model, everything is interconnected and the problems need to be addressed holistically. I mentioned thinking holistically. An as-a-service transformation requires changing your operating model and your infrastructure across the enterprise, and that requires interconnected processes. So there are so many questions that need to be answered along the as-a-service journey that will help you improve customer experience and iterate to manage your transition at a faster pace. Everything from strategy to your financial systems, your sales and marketing motion, to customer success, to accounting, product engineering, platforming, your organization and culture, and your quote-to-cash process. All of it will need to change in some way to respond to this new market demand. So there's a lot of questions you'll have to ask yourself. How will you monetize your solution? What will your new operating model be? How will you manage a shift in how you recognize revenue? How will you manage the channel differently? Can you realign your processes to land and expand where you'll capture more customer lifetime value across your solution? Are you set up for customer success? And most importantly, if you've already started this, how do you accelerate? And if you haven't started, what do you do to begin? So I encourage you, as you look through this and as you experience the conference, to think holistically about your change and think holistically about how you approach all of these different interconnected areas. The customer's buying mechanism moves from a linear motion with you where they order something, you implement it, you get money for it, and they go away, to an infinite virtuous cycle where they purchase something from you, they keep using it, and the point of creating a sticky, consistent platform is for you to continue to monetize your relationship with them to perpetuity versus one and done. So an as-a-service motion gets the customer into this virtuous, infinite cycle. With their success at the center. So your organization has to pivot from sell, implement, leave, come back, sell, implement, leave, to sell and keep selling forever. At Accenture, we're more than just thought leadership. We deliver execution and implementation expertise across the as-a-service business transformation. We help you visualize, accelerate, and iterate this change by positioning the customer at the center of our decision-making, our collateral, and our accelerators that we've used for over 50 companies when helping build out this new business model. Accenture's approach to an as-a-service transformation is customer-centric, and we've built an end-to-end value chain that is oriented to help organizations focus their investments and operations on capabilities that matter most to the customer and putting their needs first before anything else. We have built a set of best-in-class thought leadership, collateral, accelerators, and implementation case studies across the entire customer value chain, from idea to market, market to order, order to fulfillment, fulfillment to cash, to support to renewal, and insights to ideas. And not only have we done this across a capability model that will help inform the what and the who, we also have significant experience in the how and the back-end systems that support all of this transformation. Too often, we see companies lead with technology first. And technology, while important, is only one major factor in a successful transformation to as a service. You have to think holistically about people, process, and technology together across this life cycle to really harness the full value that you're expecting as a company and see the return on your investment. Successfully implementing on your as-a-service transformation pays dividends for your organization by increasing your enterprise value, increasing your percentage of recurring revenue, makes it more stable and predictable for investors and outsiders to value your company, gives you more stability as an organization from a cash flow perspective, and overall makes it easier to maintain the level of success that you've come to appreciate. Accenture brings together strategy, consulting, digital marketing, technology, and outsourcing services to help shape and execute X-as-a-service transformations. We have a large cadre of operating experts like myself who come from the industry and bring an outsider's in experience into our practice. We do benchmarking and research. We have created a best-in-class series of accelerators to help implement your change at a faster pace. We have deep technology expertise across the value chain, and we have innovation hubs and studios where you can try out both in person and virtually all of the really cool things that we can do to help your company be successful. So how does this all come to life? As I mentioned, we've implemented these transformations with over 50 companies globally. And here's an example of how to start with us. Accenture helped a global communications provider accelerate their as-a-service transformation and enhance their position in the marketplace by completing an as-is assessment and to-be design. So often when clients don't know where to start or when they've started their journey and they need help accelerating, we come in and conduct interviews, design thinking workshops, and work with you hand in hand to understand your business in order to create an actionable, tactical roadmap of initiatives. In this instance, we created a 2-year roadmap of over 70 initiatives to achieve a target state. We reprioritized IT investments to tie with business priorities, and we defined very clearly to-be decision authority and pilots to launch customer success and a new product introduction forum. As a result, this company was able to completely change their new solution introduction process, to accelerate their implementation of a new ERP system and revenue and subscription management modules. And through the use of our dedicated microsite, they were able to communicate more broadly and manage the change within their organization to keep everyone on the same page, to think holistically about what needed to happen, and to accelerate the implementation of this new way of working. So in closing, I'd like to share with you, whether your organization chooses to begin with a pilot, build out an entire new as-a-service business model, or start somewhere in between, we can create a solid plan with selecting an experienced and trusted team from across our enterprise. And it's really important for you to make sure that you have the right partner to help you implement this change and avoid the pitfalls that we often see to build a valuable as-a-service business. So if you're interested, we hope you reach out to get more information, and we hope you enjoy the conference. Thank you.